My name is Josh, and this is my review of the Galaxy S3. Wow! It's still recording! Most stats put aside, going from a Samsung moment to the Samsung Transform to the Evo 3D to the Evo 4 LTE and now to the Galaxy S3. This is my favorite device by far. I'm going to try to cover several things in this video and hope I don't make it too long. I really like the fact that Samsung puts the power button on the side. Think about it. You hold your phone and you have it like this. It's just natural. You're holding it in your hands like you would a phone and then typing and texting and all kinds of stuff. The power button's right there on the side. Easy to get to. On HTC, you've got to move your hand to the top to turn it on and off. But on Samsung phones, they're on the side. Like on the Nexus S 4G, Samsung Transform, and a lot of other phones. They're all on the side. I really like that. It's not out of your way to turn it on and off every time you get a notification and you want to see what that notification is. I like that the power charging light turns red when you have it plugged in. When you get a notification, that same light pulses. I've seen it tons of different colors. Blue, red, like a red and a blue. So many different colors. The same light that it uses for notifications, it uses for charging. So like on the Galaxy Nexus and the Nexus S, you don't know it's charging unless you turn it on and you look at the battery icon. But on this phone, it turns red until you get a notification. Once you clear that notification, it turns red again. And then when it's charged, it turns a different color. Also, if you don't want to push the button on the side to turn it on and off, you can actually just press the little home button and it turns the device on and off. You get to utilize your 3G while you're on the phone. So if you're tethering or if you have an app that's downloading or anything, you can still pick up the phone, use it, just like on the Evo 4 LTE, and it doesn't cut your 3G off while you're on the phone. This phone has 2 gigs of RAM. Most of the time, you're going to have about 1 gig available. From a completely stock ROM, no root, no customization or anything, you usually have about 1.2 to 800 megabytes available at pretty much all times. Most phones, you just get 1 gig, and the operating system uses up some of that, and then if it's an HTC device, Sense takes up other parts of it, and then if it's a Samsung device, TouchWiz takes up the other part of it.
Hi, Daddy.
I'm recording.
I love you.
I love you too. Not with this phone. With this phone, you get 2 gigs of RAM. On top of the fact that you get an awesome dual-core Snapdragon S4 processor on top of all that to power it. 2 years from now, this phone will easily support Android 7.8 ice cream cake. For the rest of this video, I'm going to go into more details and show you more of the phone and much less of me. One of the first things you'll notice when you turn it on is you're presented with TouchWiz. Now I have a custom lock code pattern, and I'll go ahead and disable that real quick. Menu, settings, security, screen lock, put in my pattern, and then I can do swipe. And now when I lock it, and I unlock it, I'm presented with this lock screen. And these are actually icons that you can change. Like you can immediately go to the phone by swiping it up, and it takes you to your dialer. And you can just start dialing whoever you want to dial. The same goes with all these other ones. You can choose between these 4 apps. By default, you get the phone, contacts, messaging, and camera, I think. And what's really cool is like with the camera, you could just jump straight to it. Let's switch it around to the front camera, and you can see everything. Now like I said, those are completely customizable. You can change those to whatever you want them to be. Just swiping away like that gets you to this screen. I'm going to go ahead and also show you all the other things you can do. Go back to security, screen lock. You have motion where you shake it a certain way and it unlocks. Face unlock where you use your face. You got face and voice, a pattern like you saw me do. I like that because if your kid has your phone or if someone picks up your phone, they can't just start going through your stuff. And here's where you also change your lock screen options. You'll click right here. Click, touch, and you can turn them on and off, or you can change them. Like if we want to make Plume, one of my favorite Twitter apps, if we want to make that app sync, just press on it, and now it's app sync. When I unlock it, you'll notice that now it's app sync, and I could just drag that app up to launch it. I'm going to change it back to Plume because I'm on Twitter, and when y'all mention me, I like to quickly jump to it without having to go through my app list to find it. And of course you can just disable them period and swipe to unlock. There is way too many options in here to simply go through, like quick camera press, holding the device straight, tap and hold the screen, and rotate the device to open the camera. Now watching FLOSSYCARTER's review of this phone, I highly recommend checking it out. I'll try to remember to put a link in the description. He mentioned that you accidentally go to the camera sometimes, so he disabled it. TouchWiz has too many features to go over. That would be an entire video by itself. But to be completely honest with you, I'm getting this review out of the way so that way I can install CyanogenMod 10. It is a custom ROM made by the Cyanogen team based around Android 4.1.1 Jelly Bean. And you get Google Now, which replaces S-Voice. S-Voice is on this phone. To be honest with you, I have not even launched it, touched it, or opened it. If you want to see a demo of S-Voice, just watch someone else's review of it. What would you like to do? Go outside and play.
Let me do an internet search for an answer to Tennessee review of it.
Yeah. Right now I have a case on my phone from Cruiser Lite. It's clear, but there's several different colors, and I'll have a video on those coming soon. Okay, this is TouchWiz. I have a lot of my own custom apps on here that I put on every phone that I get. Now I'll open up the app drawer, and here you're presented with all your apps. Now, they are alphabetical. Oh, you have infinite scrolling. That's nice. Tells you down here which screen you're on. 2, 3, 4, 5. First one. Not the home, but the first one. Pressing this takes you to the home screen. Go back to your app drawer and you'll notice that things are in alphabetical order at first. Once you start installing your own apps, they are no longer in alphabetical order. They're just kind of thrown everywhere. So you can't just search for them by their name. They're in all sorts of different order. Now this device is rooted, but I am on a completely stock ROM with no bloatware removed yet. I won't be uninstalling bloatware because I'll just be installing a custom ROM that doesn't have the bloatware included. Now some of these apps you simply cannot remove. Like I use Google Voice. I don't use the voicemail app. There's some that you cannot remove. With root, you can completely remove those off of your device. Be warned, rooting does void your warranty, and you can break your device if you try to root it and you fail. Now back to this thing. I really dislike that they are not in any kind of alphabetical order. And another thing that I don't really like is that you can't just take something and drag it onto something else. You've actually got to press menu, create folder, and then there's a folder, and then you can start dragging all the bloatware apps into it, and you can press on it and name it bloatware. This is SwiftKey. I'll go ahead and change it to the Samsung keyboard it comes with. There you go. I much prefer SwiftKey over any other keyboard, but you could name it bloatware. Press done, and now it's called bloatware. Like for example, on the home screen, I have one that's called root, where all of my favorite root apps sit in here. When you drag down the notification bar, you'll notice that the icons shift over every single time you bring it up and down. Up and down. Up and down. You get the point. What I do like is that kind of like AOKP, which is a custom ROM, they have the brightness control right here. So you can simply turn it up and turn it down. I like that a lot. Or you can press auto and it'll automatically adjust to the brightness of the area you're in. Or you can press settings, get to your quick settings. And you can press on all these icons and turn stuff on and off, like Bluetooth. Just press it, it turns it on. Press it, and it turns it off. Same goes with all the other icons. One thing unique about TouchWiz is you can swipe your hand across, and it takes a screenshot. The screen just went whoop, kind of like a windshield wiper. Now it says saving screenshot. I simply press the power and the home button at the same time, and it takes a screenshot. Now if you don't like the apps aren't in alphabetical order, and up here pressing widgets takes you to all your widgets and you can flip through them, or you can just keep scrolling past the apps. Or not, I guess not. And then you can press your downloads button and it'll take you to everything that you've downloaded. Still not in alphabetical order, and there's no way to sort them. You can hide applications, but you can't sort them. A way to resolve all those issues is to go to the market and download one of my favorite apps that requires Android 4.0 Ice Cream Sandwich. Nova Launcher. And there's also Nova Launcher Prime, which just gives you access to more things. Go ahead and clear all my notifications. Now when I press home, it's going to ask me if I want to use TouchWiz or if I want to use Nova. I have a rooted device, and Nova, if you're rooted, lets you use widgets down here in your bar that you can also swipe across and use more apps on. Put more stuff in. We'll add a widget. We'll do auto killer, which I don't recommend task killers. Put it down there. See, now I have a widget in our bottom bar. You can just press on it and it kills all of your stuff. You see right there, it says we have 1,200 megabytes free now that we've cleared everything that's in our recent apps that was running. You can also press down that and just keep swiping stuff out of the way, and now you have no running apps at all. See, now everything is actually in alphabetical order, including the stuff you paid for. And with Nova Launcher, you can actually change it where it does flips and all kinds of stuff. I'll go through my app list, and now it's a little thinky. You can completely change the launcher. That's the best part about Android. If you don't like something, you can customize it and make it the way you like it. Something pretty unique about this device, when you're trying to raise your ringer, you can press settings, and then you have adjustable things for notifications, ringer, and alarm. One thing that you'll notice is when you turn it down, it only turns on your ringer. If you get a notification, it's still going to be really loud until you drag the notification thing down. When you put it on vibrate, well, it says they're still up there, so I'm pretty sure if you got a notification, it would still vibrate. I'm actually going to see if I can restore my Nova real quick. I don't like this keyboard at all. I prefer SwiftKey. Sweet. I'll go ahead and restore it. Data only. Now when I press home, some of these apps don't have icons around them because they're not installed. There we go. And see, now if we hold down on something like basketball, we can drag it on top of something else and make a folder. That's the normal way that Android works. Something that's actually pretty cool is voice to text. We'll go to compose a new tweet, and if we hold down on this icon, we can just start talking, and it'll actually start putting up on the screen what we're saying. Now, I don't really use this because I tend to just type the stuff out. And you'll see that here in just a second. And it just keeps going. And then you can just go back and you can press on something and you can fix it. I'll show you what I was talking about. Go to settings and then stats. Yeah, I use the keyboard a lot. I actually restored this from my Transform to my Evo 3D to my Evo 4G LTE and now to this phone. So this is like 2 years or more worth of SwiftKey usage. Maybe just a little over a year. I haven't been using SwiftKey that long, but I keep restoring it across devices. And when I install a new ROM, I just restore my SwiftKey data. All my custom words that I've saved, like my last name, or if you have a complicated first name, you just spell it out manually once and it saves it in your history. And if you have root, you can just simply restore all that data and yeah, it's like you never left off. A unique TouchWiz feature is actually the vibration settings. If we go here to sound, and we go to device vibration, we have all these different vibrations. If you can hear that. Then you can go to create, and you can actually create one. Watch. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey! And then you just play. Jingle bell, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Yeah, and then you save it, and you name it something, press OK, and now when your phone vibrates, it'll be that custom vibration setting you just did. Pretty freaking sweet. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off Wi-Fi and connect to 3G so I can show you the 3G and calling at the same time. It'll do that every single time. I do live in the Kansas City area, so if I was to stick my phone near the window, I would get 4G for a little bit. Now, let's download an app. I've been really wanting to download Chrome. So now I have Chrome downloading on Sprint's 3G, which is complete crap. We'll exit that and we'll go ahead and open up the dialer and we'll dial Bank of America. Put it on speaker. Turn it up.
Welcome to Bank of America.
And it's still downloading Chrome.
Please say.
You'll see the 3G icon up there.
For information on a single account, say or enter your card or account number. You can also say other options.
It's still downloading. That's neat. You can mute. End it.
Rather just
Go to the call. That's pretty neat. I actually haven't seen it before. And then you can send them a message or redial them. Like I said earlier, there's just way too many TouchWiz features to cover in this one video. Like for example, the Smart Stay. While you're looking at it, a little icon will pop up and the screen won't turn off until you look away. Now, with that enabled, I tend to set it to like 30 seconds. So if I'm reading something or watching something, a little eyeball will pop up and it'll detect that you're looking at it and it'll reset that counter to whatever you have. So if you have 2 minutes screen time out, once the eyeball pops up and sees that you're still looking at it, which is up here in the notification bar, it'll go away and your screen won't turn off for 2 more minutes. And then the eyeball will pop back up, and if you're not looking at it, it'll turn the screen off. Go ahead and clear defaults. So now we can press home and choose TouchWiz again. Just so you guys see what you're gonna see when you have this phone. I wanna go back to Wi-Fi, because 3G is very terrible, and I have 50 down, 10 up where I am. Now Chrome's done. Something very unique to this phone is the fact that it supports OTG. If you don't know what OTG is, you're seriously missing out. This is a feature that the Nexus S does not have that I'm aware of, and I've tried Cyanogen 9, 10, AOKP, it's completely stock. You cannot hook up an OTG adapter to it and utilize it. For example, this is an OTG adapter. I paid about $5.99 and utilized Amazon Prime and got it within 2 days. It's just a little micro USB to full size USB. I actually have 2 of these because I didn't think the old one would work with this model, but it does. Basically, you just plug something into it like a flash drive. Hook it up. And you notice it flashes. And now it says USB connector connected. Mass storage connected. And it brings up everything that's currently on this flash drive. I know it's really bright in here, so you're not going to see it flashing. But here's everything that's on the flash drive right now. I actually have Ubuntu installed on it. I can delete something, I can move something. Something that I actually utilized was when you have Titanium Backup installed, it backs up all your apps, text messages, call history, and everything to your internal SD card or external, whatever you set it. This device has the built-in memory, 16 or 32 depending on which one you buy. Plus you can put an SD card in it. I currently have a 32 gig SD card, so I have a lot of storage in my device right now. I took the Titanium Backup folder. I'll actually show you right now. SD card, go down here to Titanium Backup, wherever it's, oh, it's actually on my internal SD card. So we'll choose the external one, external, my bad. And my Titanium Backup folder, I just long pressed on it, press copy, and then I went to my flash drive. I just pressed done and it pasted everything onto this flash drive back when it was empty. Then I took this and transferred it to my Transformer Prime. I'm telling you, being able to utilize a USB flash drive is freaking awesome. We can also steal the mouse from my computer real quick. We need to go ahead and unmount this simply by pressing on that, and it unmounts it, and now it's not mounted anymore. We can unplug it safely. If we plug in my mouse, you'll see on the screen there's a little mouse icon, and we can click on something like the Play Store and it launches the Play Store. Click on the notification bar, drag it down, click clear. You can use a mouse. Now, while the average person probably won't use that, it's really, really cool having that as an option. or plugging in a flash drive and backing up stuff that's on your internal SD card or the external SD card and putting it on the flash drive. You'll see I have this crappy laptop that I got for free that I use EOS utility on to control my camera. I can focus, change the white balance, exposure, everything using my computer. What if you don't have your computer? Then I can use my Transformer Prime instead because it has a full-size USB port on the dock. What if I'm doing a video of my Transformer Prime? That's very doable because my phone supports USB OTG. The video is out of focus. I can just press on the screen and now it'll take whatever I pointed it at and focus it. I can drag this over here. Now I can have it focus on this part of the phone, or I can have it go over here and focus on my table that's back there. And now my phone's out of focus. Now let's bring the phone back into focus. This is freaking sweet. I absolutely love this phone. Go ahead and change the white balance and make the video really bright. And then bring it back down. And I do apologize, the exposure, not the white balance. Now the video's dark, I'll bring it back and zero it out. Now it's normal again. Start recording, focus it on my face. I freaking love this phone. 4.8 inches of dual core awesomeness, complete with 2 gigs of RAM, micro USB OTG, and a bootloader that's not locked down. Yeah, it's freaking sweet. I love it. That wraps it up. The video was a little bit longer than I wanted it to be, but I covered a lot of things I really wanted to cover. And most importantly, hopefully you've realized that while the design of other phones like the Evo might be a little bit better as far as build quality, but as far as raw horsepower, having enough RAM to do pretty much anything and everything plus some, and to last you a good year or two. I mean, your contract is for 2 years. Don't settle with something that's free. Trust me, 2 months from now, when it can't even play Angry Birds and lags on pretty much everything you try to do, you're gonna really wish you had a phone like this that could run those apps flawlessly, smooth as butter, and just keep on chucking. Samsung, you've really outdone yourself. Owning the Samsung moment and the Samsung Transform, I quickly jumped ship to HTC because I could not stand how slow those phones were. Now I can't stand HTC because all they do with every update is lock the phone down even more, and to me, it seems like they don't support developers at all. Samsung, on the other hand, actually went to the CyanogenMod team that was working on the original Galaxy S and handed them free Galaxy S2s and said, here, we'd like to see your ROM on this phone. I totally have my utmost respect for Samsung. They're not going the route of HTC, and they're supporting people like me that like to root our device, back up our entire phone, upload it, and when we get a new phone, download it and restore it. Or if we're having a problem with our phone and Sprint makes us reset it or something to fix the problem, we can just restore the stuff that we backed up. I have videos on how to root this phone. I have videos on how to root other phones, and I'll have a video on how to root the future Galaxy S4 and any other Samsung device that's worthy of an upgrade from this phone. My name is Josh. My username stands for What Would Josh Do. If you like this video,
Please give this video a thumbs up.
you're cute. You did awesome. High five. Pound it. If you like my review, please give this video a thumbs up and please leave your feedback in the comments below. I will reply to your comment as soon as I possibly can. Don't think I'll reply to your comment? Try me. Leave one. I'll reply. If you're new to my channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It'll notify you when I post new videos like this. I upload content on a regular basis. I'm fixing to get started on my video on how to install CyanogenMod 10. Then I'm going to make a video reviewing CyanogenMod 10. And then I'm going to make a video on how to install AOKP and other custom ROMs. I'll be doing many more videos of this device and future Samsung devices. I have a Twitter where I post about when I'm uploading new videos, maybe ask for ideas, let you know when a video's processing, and when it's about to upload. So please follow me on Twitter. If you enjoy my videos, this is What Would Josh Do, and I'm out. Until next time.